On June 13, something erupted in the physical world, but it didn't stay there. Israel's Operation Rising Lion, aimed at Iranian military targets, triggered more than a political response. According to Ashtar, a multidimensional overseer of Earth's Ascension timeline, this act sparked a planetary energy purge, an invisible ripple reaching far beyond the battlefield. If you're over 50 and have recently felt unexplainable tension, fatigue, or spiritual unease, this message is for you, because this is not just about borders and bombs, it's about a vibrational war between the old Earth and the one being born. And the time to awaken is now. The operation that crossed into the cosmos. When military strikes are launched, the world watches with concern. But what unfolded on June 13th went far beyond geopolitics. The moment the missiles were released, a chain reaction of frequency disruptions echoed through the planetary grid. This wasn't just warfare. It was a fracture in the energetic field that holds humanity's collective emotional memory. For those who are spiritually sensitive, especially seniors with lifetimes of intuitive development, something felt immediately off, not just on the news, but in the air, in the ground, in the gut. It was as if the earth flinched. That ripple was real. It was a multidimensional signal that energy hidden beneath political tensions had finally erupted into visibility. In moments like these, older souls, often the most attuned, sense more than they can explain. A deep stirring, a grief that doesn't belong to personal memory, or an exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. These are symptoms of an earth-wide purge that no nation owns. The battlefield may be visible, but the true arena is vibrational, stretching far beyond borders. You may have also felt a wave of sadness without knowing why, or memories from years past resurfacing for no clear reason. That's because what's happening is not just about current events. It's about karmic energy, both collective and ancestral, being pushed to the surface. Every soul is now being invited to release what no longer aligns with the new grid. What began as a military operation became a multidimensional activation point. The visible was only the trigger. The real impact is what it stirred beneath the surface, through Earth's ley lines, through the spiritual field, and through the hearts of those who've carried silent knowing for lifetimes. This moment isn't just political, it's galactic, and it's only just begun. Not just missiles, an energetic earth clearing. It's easy to focus on the explosions, the retaliation, the speeches. But what really happened on June 13th was an energetic purge disguised as war. With every blast, layers of suppressed fear, pain, and spiritual stagnation were torn open, not just in one region, but in the Earth's memory field itself. This was not coincidence. It was ignition. People often forget that Earth is a living being. And just like humans, she holds trauma, buried deep in her crust, in her vibration, in her silence. This conflict acted like a release valve. The missiles may have shattered stone, but they also cracked open centuries of stored sorrow. What followed was a surge of raw, unfiltered energy entering the collective. For those with age and awareness, the symptoms of this clearing might feel intense. Unusual anxiety, mood swings, or bursts of spiritual insight can all emerge during such purges. This is not weakness, it's resonance. The earth clears, and the human body mirrors that shift. Your body, in its wisdom, is helping Earth release what can no longer be held. This purge isn't personal, but it becomes personal. Old memories, ancestral emotions, unresolved grief, these may rise now, seemingly out of nowhere. They're not there to haunt you. They're surfacing so they can finally be seen and set free. You are not broken. You are participating in a planetary detox, a collective clearing timed with celestial precision. Missiles may have triggered it, but the deeper work is spiritual. This isn't about who wins the war. It's about what gets washed away in the wave that follows. And if you've been feeling this wave, then you're not just watching history. You're moving through it, carrying the light through the shadows being swept clean. What Ashtar means by galactic energy purge. To understand the full magnitude of what's happening, we must go beyond language and into vibration. When Ashtar called this a galactic energy purge, it was not poetic, it was literal. Earth is undergoing a cleansing not just from within, but from above. Waves of galactic frequency are flushing lower vibrations out of planetary consciousness, and these events on Earth are triggering release points. This isn't about punishment or disaster, it's about release. Just as a fever burns off illness, energetic purging brings intensity before peace. You may feel this as internal pressure, emotional heaviness, spiritual confusion, or even physical discomfort. These symptoms aren't wrong. They are feedback. Your system is adjusting to match the higher field now flowing in. Many older adults, especially those who've walked spiritual paths quietly for decades, are now feeling their gifts return. Intuition, dreams, knowing without explanation. These are not accidents. The purge is making space for original soul essence to rise. What was buried beneath programming and pain is now rising, raw, honest, and ready to be reclaimed. But this purge can also be messy. Rage, sorrow, fatigue, and tears may surface with no apparent trigger. That's how this works. It moves through layers, cleansing not only personal wounds, but collective imprints carried through generations. What's being released isn't just yours, it's centuries old, and your body is the sacred vessel chosen to help transmute it. This is not abstract. It is very real. It's happening in real time, in real hearts, in real homes. And if you're feeling it, don't retreat. Lean in, breathe deeper, rest more. Let the purge move through you gently, like a storm that clears the sky before the sun returns. You are not being punished. You are being purified. Starseed souls, why you're being awakened now. If you've always felt different, as if you were meant for something beyond what society taught, this is your moment of activation. Starseeds, souls seeded from other dimensions and planetary systems, are being awakened globally. Not for escape, but for purpose. The conflict on Earth has triggered more than just media response. It has reactivated the soul contracts of those born to guide energy, not politics. Many seniors who lived quietly, intuitively, and out of step with the world are discovering why now. You didn't miss your mission, you were waiting for this frequency. Now that Earth's field is open, the codes you carry are unlocking. This might show up as sudden clarity, old spiritual gifts returning, or feeling called to serve others in quiet ways. You may also feel a deep grief for the suffering in the world. That grief is your compassion rising. Not to break you, but to remind you of your true resonance. You are not here to fix governments. You are here to hold frequency. Through breath, stillness, and alignment, you stabilize the field for others who cannot yet stand on their own. This awakening may also come with challenges, emotional surges, fatigue, or even spiritual loneliness. But remember, you are not alone. Across the world, others like you are receiving the same internal message. It's time. The light you carry is subtle, but it ripples across timelines. Even in silence, your energy teaches. Even without effort, your soul transmits calm. You're not too old. You're right on time. The conflict has opened the doorway, and you're walking through it now. Not as a spectator, but as a key. The grid needs your presence, and your presence, just as you are, is exactly what this Earth purge was waiting for. Signs you felt this purge in your body. Or, not all revolutions come with noise. Sometimes they begin in the body, quiet, persistent, and impossible to ignore. If you've recently experienced pressure in the chest, heaviness in the legs, sudden waves of tiredness, or emotional sensitivity that feels overwhelming, these are not random symptoms. They are signs that you're transmuting the purge somatically. Your body, especially after decades of life experience, becomes a channel for collective emotion. This purge is stirring old pain held in the tissues, the organs, the breath itself. You may have felt aches return, strange inflammation, or heart palpitations that come and go. These aren't medical crises. They're energetic echoes, rising to be released safely through presence and awareness. Some may feel as if they're walking through water, slower, more introspective, less able to focus. That's because the field around you is thick with energy being cleared, and you, as a sensitive vessel, are navigating both your inner world and the collective unconscious at once. Rest isn't just helpful now, it's medicine. Silence isn't withdrawal, it's sacred alignment. Others might have sudden moments of bliss or inner clarity, a brightness behind the eyes, a warmth in the chest. These are signs the purge has moved through successfully. The body, having let go of stagnant energy, becomes lighter, more open to receive higher wisdom. This isn't a decline. This is an elevation, one cell, one breath at a time. What you feel is real. Don't dismiss it. Let it guide you. Your body is wise. It knows how to survive. But now it's learning how to ascend, and every sensation you're experiencing is part of that sacred climb through the galactic field now washing through this world. Today dawn, collective triggers, rising fear and unseen release. As the planetary field begins to purge, emotional unrest starts bubbling up in places that seem unrelated. Arguments erupt for no reason. Fear takes hold without a clear cause. This is the nature of a collective trigger. It draws hidden wounds from humanity's subconscious and places them on full display. The external conflict mirrors a much deeper internal unraveling across the world. Older souls, particularly those who've endured emotional or generational trauma, may find themselves weeping without context or reliving memories they thought were long buried. These aren't setbacks, they are surfacings. The fear you're sensing may not even be your own. You may be carrying echoes of the collective wound, helping it dissolve through your sensitivity and presence. This process may feel overwhelming, but it's necessary. Earth cannot carry suppressed emotion into her next frequency state. These waves of unease are not punishments, they're purges. If you stay centered, breathe, and observe, instead of react, you become part of the healing field. You are not being swept away. You are helping clear the fog for others who cannot yet see. Network of lightworkers preparing in silence. While the world watches political headlines, a quiet movement is building underneath, unseen but powerful. Across continents, spiritual elders, lightworkers, and sensitives are being called to anchor peace. These individuals may not post on social media or stand on stages, but their daily meditations, prayers, and inner steadiness are weaving a net of light through the planet's shifting grid. You may be one of them and not even realize it. If you felt the need to withdraw from the chaos, tend to your garden, sit in silence, or focus on your breath, it's not escape, it's alignment. You're aligning with others who are receiving the same silent signal, hold the light, because sometimes stillness speaks louder than action. This network doesn't need recognition, it needs resonance. It's built heart to heart, breath to breath, across time zones and languages. Whether you're lighting a candle in your living room or sending peace through a quiet prayer, you are contributing. In a world shaken by noise, these small sacred actions ripple further than you can imagine. You are not alone, and your calm is the code. Old energies are surfacing for global purification. What's happening now is not just a current crisis, it's a clearing of ancient imprints that have lingered in the collective field for centuries. The conflict on Earth has become a magnet, drawing out energies from wars long past, betrayals never healed, and ancestral grief still echoing in the soul. This is more than news, it's an energetic reckoning. If you found yourself feeling emotions that don't seem to belong to you, or sensing pressure in your chest, as if the world is holding its breath, it's because old timelines are collapsing. These aren't just your stories. They're the stories of the Earth, the collective karmas that are now ready to be seen and released in waves. This global purification may stir discomfort, but it's also a sacred opportunity. We are being asked to cleanse not just our thoughts, but our bloodlines, our behaviors, and our emotional DNA. By witnessing the pain without falling into it, by responding with clarity instead of reaction, you assist in clearing generations of weight. This is not easy work, but it is holy work. Dreams, visions, and cosmic downloads. In recent days, many have reported intense dreams, prophetic visions, or a sense of receiving information without seeking it. This is not imagination. As the frequency rises, your soul becomes more receptive to non-linear communication. Dreams become classrooms, visions become messages, and your inner knowing begins to sharpen beyond logic, especially for elders, whose intuitive channels were often dismissed in younger years. This reactivation can feel both inspiring and confusing. You may wake from sleep with a sense of deep meaning, even if the images were unclear. That's because your spirit is receiving energy beyond language, truth that bypasses thought and settles into the heart. These downloads may not come with full clarity, but trust that they're preparing you. Write them down, sit with them, let their meaning emerge slowly. You are not going crazy. You are remembering your multidimensional nature. In a world that values data, your dream space may now become your most truthful source of guidance. Why you may feel suddenly sensitive to people and places. Have you recently found yourself avoiding crowds, feeling overwhelmed in certain rooms, or needing more solitude than usual? This isn't moodiness, it's energetic refinement. As Earth's frequency changes, your personal field becomes more porous, more discerning. You're picking up on energies, people, environments, even conversations that no longer match your vibration. For those in later stages of life, this heightened sensitivity can feel like both a gift and a burden. You may enter a room and sense tension before a word is spoken, or visit a familiar place and feel strangely distant. This is your frequency self aligning to a higher field, and anything out of tune now becomes immediately felt. Rather than resist this shift, honor it. Give yourself permission to rest more, to choose peace over obligation, and to follow what brings ease rather than strain. You are not becoming fragile, you are becoming tuned. And your sensitivity is not weakness. It's your soul guiding you away from static and back towards stillness, where truth lives. Anchoring practices for star seeds on high alert. When energy on the planet rises this quickly, sensitive souls, especially star seeds, can feel like they're being pulled in 1,000 directions. You might feel restless, overstimulated, or even spiritually raw, like your internal compass is spinning. In moments like these, anchoring becomes essential, not just to calm the body, but to stabilize your frequency in a shifting field. Anchoring doesn't require rituals or complex practices. For many older souls, it's as simple as walking in nature, lighting a candle, or placing a hand on your heart. Even listening to soft music or breathing slowly with intention can bring you back to center. These are not small acts. They are spiritual technologies that hold immense power. When the outer world becomes too loud, your grounding becomes a gift, not only to yourself, but to the energy field around you. By choosing calm over chaos, you become a silent lighthouse in a foggy world. Your presence, anchored and at peace, sends out ripples that help others, even if they never know it. And that quiet, stabilizing energy, that is your purpose in motion. How collective trauma is releasing through you, end. There are moments when emotions rise that don't seem to make sense. Grief for strangers, fear without cause, or sudden anger at long-forgiven moments. This is not a personal failure. This is the body releasing collective trauma stored deep within the energetic system. You are not just carrying your own story. You are helping humanity release generations of silent pain. Older adults are especially powerful in this process because your energy systems are more developed. And you've witnessed cycles of war, change, and healing before. You hold emotional memory that younger souls have not yet lived through. So when trauma surfaces now, it may come through you because your vessel is strong enough to release it in a gentle way. You don't have to relive the trauma, only to witness it with love. Allow tears to fall, let your body tremble, and then breathe, knowing you've done something sacred. Every time you allow energy to move through you without clinging to it, you lighten the global load. You're not carrying too much. You're helping Earth let go of what's no longer needed. The planet's grid being cleared and rewired. Underneath the soil, Beyond the satellites lies an invisible network known as Earth's energy grid. It carries the frequencies that connect all life, human, animal, plant, and soul. This grid has been clogged for centuries by fear, war, and spiritual amnesia. But now, with the resonance spike, that grid is being rewired, and you may be feeling it inside your own body. You might notice sensations in your spine, flashes of light behind your eyes, or even sudden chills that don't seem connected to the weather. These are subtle reactions to the Earth grid opening. Just as electricians rewire a system, this purge is shaking loose energetic debris so a higher current can run through the planet and through us. Worthing and analogous, work and energy is direct. When you walk barefoot, meditate with intention, or sit quietly in awareness, you become part of the rewiring. You help the new energy flow more freely. This isn't metaphysical fantasy, it's grounded spiritual physics. The Earth is not just healing, she's being upgraded, and your nervous system is syncing to that upgrade in real time, preparing for the aftershock. Energetic resilience. D. The initial surge of a purge is powerful, but the aftershock can be just as intense. In the weeks following major energy shifts, people often feel drained, directionless, or emotionally fragile. This doesn't mean something is wrong. It means your body and energy are integrating what just moved through. Resilience isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about learning to float after it passes. For older souls, the key to resilience lies in rhythm. Let yourself rest more. Eat grounding foods. Surround yourself with beauty. Limit how much emotional intensity you absorb from news, people, or screens. The body's wisdom is older than the mind. It knows when to retreat and when to rise. Listen to it now more than ever. Resilience also comes from spiritual pacing. You don't have to carry everyone. You don't have to explain yourself. The energetic landscape is shifting, and your role is to maintain your core. That may look like doing less, but it actually means holding more space. True resilience is not resistance, it is relaxed strength. And right now, the world needs your quiet strength more than ever. Ashtar's call, unity over division now. In a time when the world feels more divided than ever, there's a deeper truth rising through the chaos. Separation is an illusion. What we are facing now is not a fight between nations. It's a spiritual opportunity to choose unity over fear. This is the essence of Ashtar's call, not to choose sides, but to transcend them. You may feel tempted to get pulled into blame, debate, or despair, but at the soul level, the invitation is different. It is to see beyond the illusion of us versus them, and recognize that what hurts one part of humanity ultimately impacts the whole. You don't have to agree with everything, but you're being asked to hold compassion above conflict. Choosing unity doesn't mean silence, it means higher perspective. It means seeing the soul in others even when their words are hard to hear. It means offering peace in a world that's forgotten how. You have the wisdom of decades behind you. Let that wisdom remind the world that light cannot be divided, and that healing begins the moment we remember. We are one field, one body, one breath. From resistance to radiance, your galactic role. Many people feel powerless in times like these, wondering what they can do in a world full of conflict. But the truth is, your purpose was never about reacting. It's about radiating. You didn't come here to fight. You came here to hold light, especially when the world forgets how. And that light doesn't come from the ego. It comes from the still space within. For older souls, this realization is vital. You've lived through cycles, survived storms, and carried wisdom in silence. Now is the time to remember that your presence, calm, steady, grounded, is not passive. It's transformational. Every time you speak gently when others shout, or choose presence over panic, you fulfill your galactic assignment without ever leaving your chair. You were never meant to blend into this world's dysfunction. You came to be a frequency anchor, a walking reminder of a higher reality. And the more you resist that truth, the more exhausted you'll feel. But once you allow your radiance to flow without needing applause or permission, life will begin to respond differently. You are not here to react. You are here to radiate. The civilizational shift hidden in plain sight, amid war headlines and rising fear. Something larger is unfolding, quietly, invisibly, but unmistakably. We are witnessing a civilizational shift, not through revolution or rebellion, but through resonance. The systems we've trusted are showing cracks, not because they're failing, but because a new structure is trying to emerge. And that emergence requires the breakdown of what no longer serves humanity's soul. This shift is not coming through governments, it's coming through consciousness. People are questioning more, feeling more, sensing something isn't quite right, and that inner unrest is pushing us toward new awareness. Especially for older viewers, this moment may feel like déjà vu mixed with future memory. That's because your soul recognizes this turning point. You've been waiting for it. The signs are everywhere, in technology, in climate, in politics, and most of all, in human hearts. But the new world won't arrive with fanfare. It arrives through you, in your choices, your clarity, your refusal to return to numbness. The shift is not coming, it is here. And those who feel it, who feel everything, are the ones meant to midwife this new chapter of Earth. Ashtar's final transmission, How to Remain Anchored. As the galactic purge intensifies and Earth continues her energetic realignment, the final message is one of calm, clarity, and courage. You don't need to know everything. You don't need to have a plan. What matters most now is that you remain anchored, not in fear, but in your inner truth. The world will shake, but your center does not have to. To remain anchored, simplify your life, protect your peace, nourish your nervous system, and stay close to what feels real. The storms will come, but they will also pass. And what will remain is your integrity, your kindness, and your choice to show up in love when fear would have been easier. These are the choices that shape timelines. The final message is simple. You are enough as you are. Your awareness is already part of the solution. This isn't about becoming something new. It's about remembering who you've always been. When the next wave arrives, take a breath, close your eyes, and return to your anchor. That's how you rise. That's how Earth rises. And that's how we return home, together. Even if the skies darken or the news grows heavier, remember this: your breath is a bridge between worlds. Each inhale reconnects you to your soul. Each exhale sends a frequency of peace into the world. You may not lead armies or give speeches, but the energy you hold in quiet moments, when no one is watching, is felt across dimensions. You are not forgotten. You are not small. You are part of the heartbeat of this awakening planet, and your stillness is your greatest power.